Don't miss the party of the spring, the 2023 Milwaukee Film Festival, running April 20th through May 4th. Tickets and info on films and events available at mkefilm.org/MFF.
Hey, everybody! Oh, seamless. Absolutely seamless. Hello, everyone. I'm Christopher Pollard. I'm the membership manager here at Milwaukee Film. Thanks so much for coming out, and welcome to our Friends and Family Preview Night, everybody. Absolutely. I'm very excited about tonight. It's friends and family. You guys are friends/family to us for sure, and we're so happy you're here. Now, as family, which we've just established you are, I do need a place to stay for the festival. Yeah, I see some hands. I'll keep those hands up if you have a pool. Okay, we will talk. All of you will talk afterwards. Thank you so much. Perfect. Check. So about tonight, that's enough of that. About tonight, we have a lot of fun stuff ready for you guys. We're going to talk about the festival, let you know what to expect from the upcoming festival, give you some fun facts about the festival, and most importantly, our staff, including our wonderful programmers who've picked all the films for you, we're all going to come out and talk about one of the films that we really recommend. We're going to show you some great trailers. We're going to have a lot of fun. And then there's fun after the event, too. What? Christopher, that's too much fun. It's too late. You're here. So this is going to be fun. And to start it off, we have two very, very special people who are going to come up and we're going to chat with you first. So please help me welcome the fearless and dashing, a lot of people say dashing, CEO of Milwaukee Film, Jonathan Jackson, and our wonderful board chair, Susan Mickley, everybody. Wonderful.
Hi there. So this is really fun, and I want to thank Christopher, membership maven extraordinaire, and the hardest working MC in the business for this wonderful introduction and to keep us on track tonight. As he said, we have just so much going on tonight, so I promise I'll be brief. But I have to tell you, I am so excited to be here. Excited to...
There you go. Hold the mic closer.
Very excited to be here. How's that? So, very excited to be here for many reasons. First, excited that we're just a few days away from the 15th Annual Film Festival. Excited to be here in the beautiful, majestic Oriental Theater. And excited most of all to be here in person with all of you. So we do have a great program. You're going to be hearing from a lot of people. We're going to learn a lot of tricks and tips as to how to navigate the festival. But I did want to just take a moment to thank a few groups of people. First, as Christopher mentioned, I am chairman of the board of Milwaukee Film, which is an honor I take very seriously and love every single day that I'm involved. But I have to call out the folks who are alongside with me and have been gracious enough to let me serve with them, our fellow board of directors members. Anybody that's on the board, please stand up and be recognized. Come on.
Woo!
Joe Rock in the front row.
Joe Rock is not standing.
But we recognize you as well. Thank you, board, for all you do. And you know, nobody would be here if it weren't for the most amazing, hard-working and dedicated staff that we have at Milwaukee Film. I know lots of them are here. Absolutely. I know many of them are here. Many of them are also back at the office trying to churn things out to get ready for our festival. But for those of you who are here, I would really like it if you stood up and yelled, "Woohoo!" so we know where you are. Woohoo! Thank you. But you know, the most important group of people I want to thank and recognize is all of you right here, our members. as Christopher said, our family. You're the heart and soul of this organization, and we can't thank you enough for all that you do. Thank you for being here.
Thank you, Susan.
Now I'm going to turn it over to the fearless Jonathan Jackson.
Thank you, Susan. Thank you, Susan. I want to just continue that note on membership and thank you all for your membership. There's a film in the festival, a documentary called Join or Die. For several years I've been trying to pitch Mr. Membership Manager on that as our slogan for membership, but he hasn't bitten on it yet. But anyways, there's this great documentary called Join or Die, and it's about essentially the importance of joining a club. And it's about the idea of being around people who are different from you, who come from different backgrounds, who share different ideologies, who go to different places, have different experiences. And so I appreciate all of you for joining the club of Milwaukee Film, and I'm sure I will see you at Join or Die at the film festival. On one note that I want to make, very brief, the programmers are going to shine tonight, is really just about our incredible supporter base. Milwaukee Film is again the film festival presented by Associated Bank, who has been with us for several years now. Really, I promised I wouldn't mention the pandemic tonight, but I'm gonna. They stuck with us through the pandemic and even signed a brand new sponsor contract during it, and we couldn't appreciate that more. An incredible partnership with the folks there, but all of our sponsors, new and returning, and there's lots of those. This event could not happen without the whole city coming together to support not just great films, great entertainment, great community, and great experiences for us all. So on a final note, Susan did a great job of highlighting this hallowed palace that we're in. Since the last film festival, I want to make sure everyone knows that you are now in a national historic landmark. That happened just earlier this year. It is so deserved. We treasure this space. We know you treasure this space, and we hope it is treasured for decades and decades to come in Milwaukee. And now I'm excited to introduce Milwaukee Magazine. Milwaukee Magazine, are you here with us today? Wonderful. Allie is here with us today from Milwaukee Magazine. They are an incredible partner, a media partner for the Milwaukee Film Festival, and she is going to share some tips with you about navigating the festival, as well as, I even think, a film she's really excited about in the festival.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited. Who's excited for the Milwaukee Film Festival? Yeah, so we at Milwaukee Magazine, we're super excited. We have our Film Fest passes all ready to go, and we're going to go to as many screenings as we can muster. So if you're going to be there a lot, prepare to be a little bit sick of us. This fest is one of the city's biggest parties. It's 2 full weeks of great people, great films, and if you go to our website a little bit closer to the fest, we'll even have a guide to great eats for you. All near the Oriental and curated by our longtime dining editor, Ann Christensen. And so that's just the start of our coverage. We also have a full preview of this year's festival in this issue of Milwaukee Magazine, the current one. It's on newsstands now, or you can get a copy for free in the lobby today. Plus, we have tons of coverage throughout the festival on MilwaukeeMag.com and on social media. We'll have guides to events on and off the screen. We'll have the return of our Film Fest review series, which is called Film Fest Finds, and a new column from our resident film buff, Archer's Parquet, called Archer's Agenda. He will be giving daily film picks every Monday to get you through the week's programming. Plus, already online today, we published a list of 10 movies us editors consider to be must-sees at this year's fest, which is a nice aside to tell you about the one I'm most excited for. I have a huge heart for Cream City cinema. I love to see local filmmakers get spotlighted here. I think we have so much talent, and they are worthy of this attention. And I also love live theater. That's why Early Bird from local filmmaker Martin Kazbowski is at the top of my list, and I think we should watch that trailer now.
I feel like I never even owned a theater, you know? Yeah, I handled the business side of things, but...
It wasn't what you thought it would be? Hey, Jerry's here.
There's no easy way to bring this up. I gotta raise the rent. If you can't make the raise, you're out.
Just sucks.
Does this mean we're closing? You could just book more interesting work.
Whenever I've booked more interesting work, no one has come. Nobody comes to the theater if they haven't heard of what's being performed.
Book what you want to book until you're forced out. Something genuine. Something personal.
I could put on Cat War.
Oh my God, you could finally put on Cat War! Why are we tearing each other apart when we should be working together as one? Meow! Boss, there's a crowd. So many people out there, and I'm wearing this cat suit.
No more Cat War after that, I promise. We're doomed. Look, I've only got 5 weeks left, and I want to do incredible.
The importance of being honest, sink to Ernest goes to jail.
Amazing work.
First, you need to assemble your ingredients.
I'm all tapped out of ideas. So, will you help me, please?
Some of your employees might be feeling a little under. People look at this theater and they think it's a joke. I need more help.
I get a raise?
Really? Are you not happy working here? What?
No talking.
Fine. It doesn't matter. You can't do this to me!
Being interrogated?
No? Okay, I'm doing
Need to focus on
Stop
myself.
taking all of my lives!
I'm not taking any of your
Good theater? I feel like I've made everything worse. Super important. Yo! Like everyone hates me.
This theater has been your life.
Hi again. Hey, everybody. So they let me pick a film. I'm very excited to talk about the film I'd like to recommend for the festival. Is it here? Oh, it is. That's me when I was 15. The only film I have ever stayed up to watch at midnight as an adult is Enter the Dragon. We showed it 10 years ago for the 40th anniversary, and I took a nap. And then I stayed up to see this on 35 millimeter in this theater, and it was one of the best experiences. It's one of my favorite movies. It is arguably the best martial arts movie ever made. Now, yeah, absolutely. I'll see you there. Now, if you do not like martial arts movies in general, let me just say this. Wouldn't it be interesting, though, just to see what the best one ever is? Like, I don't like olives. But if somebody said, here's the best olive anyone's ever eaten, I'd try it. It's the worst metaphor. It's the worst metaphor. But also, full disclosure, I'm particularly excited about this because this screening is presented by Cinebuds, which is a podcast that myself and another legend, other than Bruce Lee, Dory Zori from Radio Milwaukee. Yes, absolutely. She and I do a podcast through Radio Milwaukee called Cinebuds, and right after the screening of Enter the Dragon, we'll be on the stage to record our podcast live with the whole audience, and you can interact and ask questions. So it's a lot of fun. We did it last year with The Thing, and it was so much fun. So I hope you'll come and check it out. But for now, check out the trailer for Enter the Dragon 50th anniversary. Thanks a lot.
Roper, Williams, and Lee, the Deadly Three, penetrate the secret chambers of an evil island empire.
What do you know about Han? He lives like a king on that island, totally self-sufficient.
A fortress without walls, protected by an invincible army that needs no ordinary weapons. This is Enter the Dragon, the first martial arts film produced by a major Hollywood studio. John Saxon is Roper. He was in it for the money. U.S. karate champion Jim Kelly as Williams. He was there because he had no choice. Black Belt Hall of Fame undisputed martial arts champion and international film star Bruce Lee. His job was to get them out alive.
I'm hoping you'll join us, represent us in the United States. You want me to join this?
Roper, Williams, and Lee. just when they think they've broken the secret of the island, they find there is no escape from the inscrutable Han. Warner Brothers presents Enter the Dragon, where the world's greatest martial arts athletes meet the ultimate challenge with the most ancient and deadly of weapons, the human body. Enter the Dragon from Warner Brothers.
Hello, I'm Kara. I'm the artistic director here at Milwaukee Film. It's wonderful to see all of our friends, our family, back for another year of the Milwaukee Film Festival. Eventually, we're going to watch a whole bunch more trailers. But first, I'm going to tell you some numbers, which sounds boring. I get it, but they're exciting numbers. So earlier today, we announced our entire lineup. Our lineup this year has 283 films. Who's watching them all? Okay, we'll check in after the festival. We'll fact check you. There will be a quiz at the end of the festival about all 283 films. Are you a Milwaukee Film member? Milwaukee Film members in the audience, raise your hand. You get to add one because there is our super secret members only screening, which is not part of our public lineup, but you can get your ticket to that via our normal RSVP process and make sure you add one. So 284 films for Milwaukee Film members. Of that, it's 135 features, 148 short films in 19 shorts programs, as well as scattered throughout the festival as pre-features. Our festival's pretty big. We're 15 days. We're almost 300 films, which means you have a lot of cinematic goodies coming your way for 2 weeks. This year's films represent 51 countries from around the globe. So if you've been jonesing for travel, here's your chance. You can check off somebody make a passport and we'll start checking them off. This has been my idea for years. No one's done it. So one of you make it happen. We're also really, really proud as a programming team to have achieved gender parity across all of our films that is over 50%. About 53% this year of the films that we are presenting are directed or co-directed by women or non-binary filmmakers, which means that we are putting our stake in the claim that everyone should be deserving of funding to make incredible films and tell their stories. So we're very proud of that. This year is a hybrid festival, but as you've seen, as we've returned to the cinema, a lot of filmmakers are really uncertain about that virtual experience. So while we do have a portion of our lineup that will be virtual, and maybe this is disappointing news or exciting news because it forces you to come and enjoy films on a bigger screen than you have in your home. About 41% of our lineup will be available virtually. It's only going to be available to pass holders, so if you've already purchased a pass, great. From May 1st through 7th, you'll be able to access that 41% of our lineup. If you don't have a pass yet, we have them on sale. And you can gain access to those films. That'll help you achieve that goal of seeing all 283 films, because you'll be able to catch up on some of them. It's about 46 features. It's exactly 46 features, which is 34% of our features lineup. And then the majority of our short films are also going to be available virtually. So we're encouraging you to come back and join us in the cinema. The filmmakers who are coming into town want to see you here, to engage with you, to hear your reactions, to hear you laugh at the jokes they made, to sob very quietly at the sad parts of their movie, and we hope that you will join us in welcoming them to Milwaukee. We have I don't even have a number, but we have quite a few guests that are planning to attend the festival. And we're really excited to welcome them here to this gem of a cinema that not every city has. As you'll see behind me, the full screening schedule is online now. You can find it at mkefilm.org. And the program books are at the printer and will be out on the streets as soon as they are done being printed. So find them here. We'll probably send out APBs on social once they are out in the world, but start perusing, start making your lineup, start figuring out what you want to make sure you don't miss. As artistic director, I have the pleasure of supporting our entire programming and education team, but I also do some programming myself. I am responsible as lead programmer for our Art and Artist program, our Documentary Favorites, Festival Favorites program, and I work on our Cream City Cinema and Spotlight teams. And so, well, my pretentious title was up there before. I have a PhD, so sometimes I call them Docs Fest faves. There's no wonder that I love documentary films because I am deeply committed to the kind of learning that film allows you to do throughout your life, to learn through empathy, through the experience of sitting in a darkened cinema, experiencing someone else's life for an hour and a half or so. And the film that I am introducing the trailer for is no exception to that. We're really excited to bring acclaimed documentarian Andi Timoner to Milwaukee. We've shown her work before, but she's never actually physically been here. She was here with a film virtually. And we are excited to present 3 of her films. And you're going to watch the trailer for Last Flight Home in a moment, but we also have a double feature of one of her earlier films, which we screened at the 2009 Milwaukee Film Festival, We Live in Public. We're screening that on 35mm as part of a double feature with her brand new, hot off South by Southwest. In some ways, it's a sequel, it's a second chapter, it's a next investigation into the way that the internet is our lives. We Live in Public kind of explored the initial beginnings of that. New Americans takes it a step further. So if you're interested in those, make sure you don't miss that double feature. But then also come to her new film, Last Flight Home. I've been chasing this film since Sundance of 2022. 2 years I've been chasing this film. And to have Andi here, she's bringing her mom to show this film about her father's choice to end his life with dignity legally in California is a journey you do not want to miss having in a communal space. You should bring tissues. This is a tearjerker, but it's a tearjerker in the most cathartic way possible. This is a film about family, about grief, about faith, and most importantly, about love. And so we will watch the trailer for Last Flight Home.
Daddy, you're gonna see the doctor, and then the clock starts.
The clock starts.
Daddy was so full of life.
His legacy is massive.
Why not just try? Eli started an airline. He believed everyone should be able to afford to fly.
Are you concerned that the big boys are gonna drive you out of business?
No. Eli was a philanthropist. He would raise millions. He was a pillar of society. Meeting with prime ministers, princes, presidents. He knows Joe Biden from the 70s. And even though he ran an airline, he would get the kids to school. We were a happy fivesome. Those were idyllic years. And then one day, he had a massive stroke from an accident, and life changed forever.
Well, I'm gonna take my life on the 3rd of March. I don't want to fight anymore. I just want peace.
We don't call it assisted suicide. We call it supporting the right to terminate your life. We don't get a choice on how we come into this world, but we should have a choice on how we go out.
Are you definitely sure you're ready to go?
I'm ready to go. The next adventure. I'm so grateful that my wife is stuck with me.
I'm an old shoe, don't you understand?
You're my slipper. You never held me like that.
Are you scared?
No.
What's made the difference now?
Confidence.
There's a story in the Talmud, may your saplings be just like you.
You did pretty well with the saplings, don't you think?
Bunch of saps.
I'm scared of what it's going to be like to not have a father. I've always had him there.
I'm his daughter. When he needs me to be his rabbi, I'll be his rabbi. My whole path has been because of him. What you've provided for us our whole lives is love and care.
The world looks so peaceful from above. You've been grounded for so long.
I'll always watch you.
Greetings, fellow cinephiles. My name is Ernie Quiroz. I am the Cine Sin Fronteras programmer for Milwaukee Film Festival, here with my 3 to see for this year's edition of the festival. There's 11 films in the Cine Sin Fronteras section. We have some documentaries, some drama. We cover all kinds of topics from all over Latin America, Central, South America. The first one I want to talk about is a film from Argentina called The Punishment. This is a drama about a family that's on a road trip, and their son is sort of acting up, and sort of as a punishment, they decide to leave him on the side of the road and drive down the street. But when they come back, they find that he's gone. So then what follows is the parents sort of frantically searching for their son out in the middle of the woods on this sort of deserted road. The really great thing about this film is that it is shot in real time in one continuous take. So the amazing performance is a really tight sort of clockwork script. Second film I want to talk about is from Mexico, premiered at the Cannes Film Festival. It's called La Civil, The Civil, and it is about a mother whose daughter gets kidnapped by these drug cartels and sort of held for ransom. And the authorities, for whatever reason, either are unwilling or unable to help her. So she kind of takes it upon herself to find her own daughter. And she meets up with this police lieutenant who is maybe, he kind of is a little bit in the gray area. And so you sort of see her go into this underworld, this underbelly of Mexico and sort of drug trafficking. And you kind of see the extent that she would go through to get her daughter back. The last film I want to talk about from the US called Land of Gold. It premiered at the Tribeca Film Festival last year. And it is about a truck driver who's from India, a first-generation Indian immigrant truck driver, who one day discovers a stowaway in his truck. It's this young girl, undocumented girl, who is trying to come to the U.S. or trying to get to her family, and he doesn't know what to do with her, and sort of, he's put in this position of, does he turn her in? Does he try to get her to the family? And they go on a road trip and sort of end up bonding. It's really a look at what it means to be an immigrant and sort of being an outsider in America. So those are my 3 to see. Hope you guys enjoy them. Hope you enjoy your entire time at the festival. A lot of great films to choose from beyond the Cine Cinefronteras program. Check out mkefilm.org/MFF to see the entire lineup to plan your 2 weeks of movie going at the festival. Thank you.
Calling all film-loving kids 12 and under, we want you to be our guest at the 2023 Milwaukee Film Festival. Watch a ton of films and then select a winner alongside a jury of your peers.
I love watching Milwaukee Film Festival movies, so it's nice to just get to do this in a whole different way this year and get to talk to other kids about what they thought about it.
Learn more and apply today at mkefilm.org/ratedK.
Good evening. So yes, I'm here to talk about Rated K. You just watched this awesome trailer for our kids jury. If you know any children, 9 through 12, spread the word. This is I think the applications close on Sunday. This weekend is going to be a time full of time with family and loved ones, so maybe a great time to sit together and apply for the kids jury. But yeah, as I was driving over here, and trying to sort of whittle down what I was going to say about the kids' films, I kind of got emotional because I was thinking, if you work with children, have children, or like me, take your nephew to movies, you get to experience the world through a child's eyes, which makes you really lucky, probably really tired, but also really lucky. And, through getting to watch these films and program them for the festival, I feel really lucky that I get to do that too. These films really remind you about, in really gentle and tender and magical ways, what's really important and how to be a good person, or bear, or mouse. So I want to talk about my favorite film in the Kids Shorts program, or in the Rated K for Kids program. We have short film slates as well as some really, really lovely feature films. This one is about Ernest, a bear, and his best friend Celestine, who's a mouse. Ernest is an expert musician. His Stradivarius violin breaks, and they need to travel back to Ernest's hometown, Giberta, where it's home to some of the great luthiers and musicians of the world, but music has been banned, and Ernest's father is a judge who upholds that ban. So it's a very monotonous world that they're living in, but can they, pull it together with one another and their friendship and a masked hero to restore joy and music to Gabberita? Find out. So, without further ado, here is the trailer to Ernest and Celestine, A Trip to Gabberita, and see you at the movies.
La charabie. Ah, là. Allez, en sarabie. Ernest, allez, en route pour la sarabie.
Ah, Célestine!
C'est ça la Sabarie, ton pays natal.
La charabie, Célestine. Tu vas voir, c'est tout le temps la fête. Il y a de la musique partout. Et ça, c'est la devise de la charabie. C'est comme ça, et pas autrement.
Police musicale. Utilisation de notes interdites. Vous êtes bon pour la prison, mon vieux.
Mais qu'est-ce que c'est que cette histoire?
Vous faites encore la chasse aux notes.
Mi fa sol, c'est-le.
Maintenant, il n'y a plus qu'une seule note autorisée. Mais c'est complètement absurde. C'est comme ça et pas autrement. Surveillez-le. Peut-être qu'il va nous mener à mi fa sol.
Mais quand même, c'est votre fils.
Un musicien.
Mi fa sol, recherché pour résistance musicale.
Mot de passe. Eh ben j'en sais rien, moi. C'est pas le mot.
On peut pas partir. La résistance musicale a besoin de nous, Ernest.
Célestine!
Qui cherche les notes trouvera la mélodie.
Hello, everyone. Can you hear me? All right. Hello, what's up, everyone? Can we get some noise? Yeah. Yes. Thank you. What's up, everyone? My name is Marquise Mays. I am the Black Lens programmer for Milwaukee Film, but I also am a co-instructor for the Take One filmmaking lab as well. So I live with Milwaukee Film, so I'm excited about that. Black Lens has been a staple in the Milwaukee film community for nearly a decade. We'll be celebrating 10 years next year, and I think that deserves a round of applause. Yes. Black Lens seeks to not only bridge the gap between community members to the theater, but to bring Black cinema in all its forms, its mediums, and its identities all to one place on screen. And the Milwaukee Film Festival is a perfect place to do that. This year, we are happy to not only bring you documentaries, but to also bring you some animated films. We have an amazing shorts program. We're bringing 10 features and 10 short films to the festival that range from family films to drama to romantic comedies. So we're super excited for you all to immerse yourself in the vibrancy of Black cinema. But the one that I will highlight today is for folks that, honestly, this film has changed my life in a lot of ways. Losing Ground, directed by the phenomenal Kathleen Collins, came out in 1982. So 41 years later, Kathleen Collins was the first African-American woman to direct a feature film in America. She's one of the first. And this film is an ode to Black women to its highest forms. And we wanted to bring this to the very city that also would love to celebrate the Black women who are very responsible for a lot of the goodness that comes to Milwaukee. So this is an ode to Black women in our city, and it follows our main character, who is a professor, and she is trying to figure out what she wants more out of her life in relationship to her partner, who is an artist. So it's a great romantic film, but it is also a film that I think is pretty modern to this day, where we all are just trying to figure out how to ground ourselves in the worlds that we live in. So it's a very beautiful film, and I hope to see you there. Thank you. Here's the trailer.
I got that book on Janae.
Oh, good. It's the finest analysis of being an outsider I've ever read. I'm glad you found it. There are books that can make a difference in a life.
You're terrific. Your husband appreciates you.
My husband?
Got you in a close-up, Professor. You look just like
Pearl Comic. Scar of Shame, Philadelphia Color Plays, 1927.
Are we supposed to talk?
I don't know.
What's the purpose of the scene?
Something to do with the relationship between the characters, the space, the light.
You have a husband?
Yes. He used to be an abstract painter, and now he only wants to paint people.
I'm a genuine success! Your husband is a genuine block!
Success. Why don't we take a place for the summer? A place upstate where all those Puerto Rican ladies live in those old Victorian houses.
Himself up and puts himself down into someone else. And the very idea, how does that make you feel?
I'm on shaky ground.
Hello, everybody. I'm Kirsten Larson. I'm the programming director at Milwaukee Film, and I am also the programmer for 3 of our fiction categories. So that includes Worldviews, which is sort of a catch-all for our international fiction films that we show. Cinema Hooligante, which is our genre and midnight fiction films. And North American Independence, which includes American, Canadian, and Mexican independent fiction films. And like we saw, Kara sort of focuses on documentaries, and I kind of focus on fiction, and I'm very excited because normally we have more documentaries than fiction in the festival, and this year we have 73 fiction features in the festival, which I'm really happy about, and it's not a competition, but if it was, we'd be winning. So definitely chat with me if you want any recommendations on any of that stuff, but my recommendation for you guys tonight is a film in our North American Indies program called How to Blow Up a Pipeline. It's a very, exciting title, and you really might learn how to blow up a pipeline if you watch it, so take notes. But it premiered at the Toronto International Film Festival last year to a lot of acclaim, very buzzy. It will have you on the edge of your seat, no question about it. It's eco-thriller. And it very much has similar notes to like a Ocean's 11 type heist film where you're collecting the team and learning their backgrounds and seeing how they're all going to work together in their dynamic to achieve a goal. So I think you're really going to like it, but we'll check out the trailer now.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Boom Talk. Today, teaching myself to make a homemade blasting cap. And if this works, it'll be step 1 in making our own improvised explosive.
Might be headed to Texas for the winter.
What's in Texas?
Just a project.
What kind of project?
Try to stop the pipeline from being built on my property. Poisons the air, water.
Damn, this place is sick. You guys cooking meth in here?
You ready to start working?
We have to show how vulnerable the oil industry is by hitting something big.
Michael, what do you think the odds are we blow ourselves up?
I don't really care.
We could blow the pipe at the hilltop, keep the oil from leaking.
You're not actually thinking. I'm not thinking about it. I'm doing it.
What if y'all do structural damage?
Structural damage is kind of the point.
This is destruction of federal property. Terrorism.
American Empire calls us terrorists, then we're doing something right.
If you're seeing this, let those who profit from mass death know their properties will be trashed.
3, 2, 1.
us and claim this was violence or vandalism, but this was justified. This was an act of self-defense.
Hi, my name's Sanaa Thomas. I'm one of the Milwaukee Film's teen screen programmers.
I'm Mira.
And I'm Gabby, and we are all here from the Teen Screen Committee. And Teen Screen is a category of the Milwaukee Film Festival that the main theme that ties it all together is coming of age. So a lot of times it's very oriented towards the teenage experience, hence why we are all high schoolers. And I'm going to be telling you first about my favorite movie that we've curated, and it's Therapy Dogs. It is a drama comedy, and it is about this guy. He's in high school. He's been under the guise of being yearbook committee and making a school-approved video. He's been filming different high school events that go on, getting people's insider thoughts, but then also kind of filming the flip side, like what you don't see what high schoolers do outside of school. And it's a very interesting experimental film. It's predominantly nonfiction, but there are some fiction moments that are really interesting to watch. It's a crazy trip of a movie, and I loved it and definitely recommend it. And then the next one I'm also going to be talking about is Rice Boy Sleeps, and that's another one we have selected. Very different from Therapy Dogs. It's a very, very emotional film. It's about a single immigrant mother from Korea going to Canada with her son in the 90s and growing up, and definitely made me cry. It really showed what it was like to be in a place where you didn't necessarily feel like you belonged, and it follows their journey as a family. The mom gets diagnosed with cancer through the movie, and it's a lot of dealing with emotions, connecting with their roots back in Korea, and it was really, really beautiful, and I also highly recommend that one. And I think we're going to be talking about, you want to talk?
The next film we're going to talk about is called The Angry Black Girl and Her Monster, which was by far my favorite film I think I've ever programmed. It's about this young black girl who's obsessed with death, not necessarily as like an end, but she sees it as a disease, and then she tries to cure it, which I thought was really interesting. It's very gory and very funny, but it also talks about very important issues within the Black community, which I think was lovely to showcase.
Oh, yes. A little bit more on the Angry Black Girl and Her Monster. It's a modern take on Frankenstein, like the book that was written over 200 years ago. And it's really, I thought it was very fascinating to see how this book that was written in 1818 still has so much relevance today when it was translated into this modern plot. And yeah, we'll see what Sanaa said.
Also, the special effects are really cool. The other movie we're gonna be talking about is this documentary called Dear 13, and it basically follows 13-year-olds all around the world. And even though this is teen screen and like we mostly focus on like stories of like later in teenage years, the whole committee really liked this one because it really like a lot of times we don't really remember what it was like to be 13, but this really captures like that time perfectly because you're not quite like becoming a young adult, but you still have a lot of like the naivety and innocence of being like a young kid. But it made me cry. It was very good, and I would definitely recommend. And then the last movie we're going to be talking about is I Like Movies, which this was the first movie we programmed, and I think we all could very much relate to it because it's about an annoying cinephile in high school. And it's kind of like your average like high school movie, but like there's a character that I think a lot of people who are interested in watching films can relate to. It's also like the performances are great, the cinematography is beautiful, and you should definitely go see it if you like watching movies, if you like movies.
Good job.
You there! Why, me, sir? What night is it? It's rejects night! Ooh, wah!
Lawrence, this assignment was to do a video essay on bias in the media.
I'm sorry. I just think that you should make films about things that matter to you. What are you filming? Clouds. Okay, stop. Movies are my entire life. I need to watch movies like I need to breathe air. You guys finding everything okay today?
Do you work here?
No. I just wanted to give you a hard copy of my resume. I'm very good at beginning with the end in mind, which for me is going to NYU Tisch School for the Arts.
I just don't understand why you won't apply to Canadian universities.
Because I don't want to be like a Canadian filmmaker.
What about Adam McGuane or David
Cronenberg. Oh my God.
How many advanced copies of Shrek do you think you can sell?
Donkey.
I thought I got hired here to talk about real cinema.
I love doing inventory, you guys.
So how long have you worked here for?
4 years.
That's like a really long time. Did you ever want to do anything else? Like have a career?
I have a career.
I was wondering what you thought about me coming to New York. I don't know. When I moved to New York, I see myself becoming like a completely different person. So you're just not going to want to be my friend? Mom, I want to go to NYU.
We can't afford you to go to NYU because your single mom is a secretary.
There have been some reports of emotional instability.
Look, I know that you can tell that Lawrence is not like a regular kid. I can. He has serious emotional problems.
I can't believe my job is to make you feel good about yourself. You are very privileged, Lawrence.
I don't feel privileged. It is so depressing to know that I have to go through the rest of my life just like me.
Maybe you should go to a party.
No. I like movies.
Okay, wow, that looks so good. Hi, everyone. My name's Jack Faria. My pronouns are he, they. I am the genre queer programmer and shorts programmer for Milwaukee Film. I'm here to do 3 things. Here to quickly remind you that if you don't have a shorts program in your film festival plan, you are not getting the full festival experience. Please check out our 19 shorts programs, whether that's the classics like Date Night and our Midnight shorts, new programs like Black Lens, Cine Sin Fronteras, or the genre queer shorts. I hear they're very, very good. Check them out. Please, please, please do. It's you're diving in, seeing films that you have no idea what they're going to be about. So much fun. That's really the environment of the festival. Second thing I'm here to do is talk very genuinely about genre queer. This is our collection of LGBTQ+ feature and short films throughout the festival. We have so many, and they're all so fantastic. Even if you don't feel yet that you belong to the LGBTQ+ communities, I encourage you to come out to these films. Come out. Come on now. Thanks. Please check out these films. They're fantastic, and they really just strike at the core of what it means to be alive, what it means to be human. That's what we all love feeling in a space like this. Third and final, I'm here to talk about one of the funniest documentaries of the year and one of my favorites. It's All Man, the International Mail Story. It's so fantastic. It is a documentary about a magazine that, in fact, began in Sheboygan. Ooh. Yeah. And really, I'll just let the trailer speak for itself. Enjoy.
Once upon a time, a small band of outsiders formed an unlikely family, and together, they created something that would change the way men would look at themselves and how the world would look at them.
When you say international mail, I get very excited.
It was Victoria's Secret for men. 20 pages of just men in their underwear. It made me feel like, whoa.
We called it International Mail Magazine, but it was a catalog, like a department store.
The young men's market really didn't exist until we came and sort of created that market.
Here was a new world that we were visually sending out to America.
It was really masculine guys in pretty not masculine outfits.
You look at these guys and you're like, how were they made?
I was barely ever clothed.
I couldn't walk around the block without being chased from people saying, let's get his autograph.
Gay men and straight men have a lot more in common than anybody thinks. Both fetishize masculinity.
The straight men could aspire to be that guy, and gay guys could look at it and say, oh, I want to do that guy really badly.
So many people would say, oh, that gay catalog.
A lot still have a fear of thinking, oh, if I wear that, I will look like I'm gay.
Whoever was the person who started International Male got to live out his greatest visual fantasies.
It opened the door for a lot of men to be free. Who would have ever known a little catalog company could have such a massive influence on the male identity?
Hello, my name is Adeline Quesada. I am the program coordinator and ambassador for Cine Sin Fronteras, which is our Latinx programming. I wanted to introduce one of my, I have so many favorite films on this program this year, it's insane. This is actually one of the very few amounts of documentaries that Cine Sin Fronteras is going to be showing this year. Piggybacking off of the LGBT vibe that we're doing, this is going to be purely centered on the LGBT scene in Colombia. It touches on so many different things. It's a dark, somewhat sad experimental documentary on the drag scene / LGBT scene in Medellin, Colombia. I would say that it's one of the most beautiful documentaries I've ever seen. It's very noir, it's dreamlike. It's one of my favorite things in the world, and I hope you guys like it, and I'll let the trailer speak for itself.
En el año 2017, invité a mis amigos a participar de un casting de una película de ficción que pensaba dirigir. La película que haríamos juntos se llamaría Ángel 69. Ángeles viviendo en un infierno de deseos. Cuando inicié el proceso de Ángel 69, yo había empezado a tener un registro audiovisual de mis amigos. Entendí que Ángel 69 no era solo una película de ficción. Ángel 69 tenía que ser una película sin fronteras, sin género, una película trans.
Hi everyone, my name's Abby Esterline and I'm the programming coordinator for Milwaukee Film. I also do all of our programming for our Sound Vision section in the film festival, which is all of our documentaries about music and sound, all that kind of cool stuff. So Sound Vision goes across a huge breadth of genres, but the film that I want to talk to you about is called Finding Her Beat. Finding Her Beat follows a group of female taiko drummers based out of Minneapolis. Taiko drumming is typically only performed by men, so these women kind of overcome a bunch of different cultural and forgot the word I was going to say, different cultural differences throughout this group. They create this huge group of women from throughout the Twin Cities in Minnesota to perform a really great taiko drumming performance. It also happens right before COVID hits, so there's some drama at the end. But I was hooked on this movie literally 3 minutes in, so I hope that the trailer makes you feel that way as well.
Taiko drumming goes back thousands of years.
But why aren't there more professional taiko players that are women that are making careers for themselves? They're not part of the existing books and documentaries, and if they are, they're a footnote or they're a side note. They're not part of the main story.
Oh, gorgeous.
It's my dream project to make a concert where we bring the best female taiko artists from Japan and from North America together and fill the stage and make it incredible. Put women center stage.
太鼓は男っていう分かれてて、でまあ女性だったっていうところが一番悔しいというか。
こういうふうに人のつながりを作っていくことなんだなって思ってやってきたし、なんか太鼓は私に家族を作ってくれたっていうね。
Hey, we're really doing this. Yeah. So now it's gonna happen. I was like, oh. So happy you're here. You train and you train and you train and you train and you get this incredible experience. But this experience is forged in suffering. It's about making space and celebrating something that's already there.
I'm back. I'm Kara, artistic director, and I'm here to introduce the final trailer of Trailer Party. By my count, we've only scratched like 10% of the films. So you've got a whole lot more reading and research to catch up on, because if we were to tell you about all 283, we'd have to like sleep here and eat breakfast and probably lunch. I don't know, something like that. Over the course of this evening, I think you've heard a few themes, or I've heard a few themes that I just want to name as, you know, important things that seem to be resonant in the programming of films of recent years. We've heard a lot about freedom, about the power of the arts, about bodily autonomy, about family, about love, about all kinds of important relationships and community. And our opening night film is no exception. So I'm here to end this show with the first film that we will show at the 2023 Milwaukee Film Festival, presented by Associated Bank. It is our opening night film. So the party starts on April 20th here at the Oriental Theater, and we'll be screening the world premiere, of a film called Mom and Dad's Nipple Factory, which has led me and the rest of the team to have to type the word nipple more times than we ever thought we would have to do in our professional lives. And while that title might seem like you're like, what is this title? It's quirky, it's weird. Lean in, because this is one of the most heartwarming films in our lineup. It tells the story, as you're about to hear, of the filmmaker's own family, as his mother is recovering from a breast cancer diagnosis and surgery and seeking to find a bodily autonomy that fulfills her feeling of dignity. And the family really comes together, and you'll see that this is a film that's about love and family. It's a world premiere, which means that like more people than we can count are going to be up here on the stage. Cast, crew, participants, the whole Johnson family, some of the people who have been impacted by the work of Mom and Dad and their nipple factory. It is going to be a celebration, a good time. It's going to be the kind of film that makes you want to watch 2 more weeks of movies, which is always our goal with opening night. Like, let's not wear you out, but let's keep you wanting a little bit more. And then after the screening, of course, we have a party. And our opening night party this year will be at the Pritzlaff building. And it will start when we get there, which means that you're invited to come along for an enjoyable night to celebrate the film and to celebrate the kickoff of our festival. And then don't get too partied out because you've got 2 more weeks of movies to watch. That's my warning. It's a threat, it's a warning, but it's also a friendly warning. Come enjoy and celebrate with us. And so we will watch our final trailer, which is the trailer for Mom and Dad's Nipple Factory. We'll see you at the movies.
I remember him approaching me and saying, I have some questions for you, but it's not related to my teeth. And it's like, okay.
I never thought he would use this for that. It's not known throughout the church at all. They wouldn't believe you.
We don't bring it up.
Right. So that was my mom and dad. Before I tell you about my parents' secret room full of nipples, let me tell you a little bit more about them.
What were your first impressions of Dad?
Not quite cool enough, you know.
That's right.
She was a hippie. You know, they say opposites attract.
My dad was an entrepreneur.
Peter,
Mom is always there helping him with his other business ventures.
Hello. To say we grew up conservative was definitely an understatement.
Well, we're all rich, aren't we? We're rich in the Lord. He catches the one kiss of the episode, and the show is now banned.
As parents and as business partners, they were inseparable. The phone rang and it was a doctor telling me the results came back cancer and you'll have to have surgery within the next couple of weeks. It does feel strange, even after I had my breast reconstruction, to look in the mirror and just see one nipple. It was just a constant reminder of what cancer had taken from us.
There is no good way to reconstruct the nipple.
And I said, well, can I figure this out?
There was just all of these like swatches and swabs.
It was like very clear he just like didn't want us in there.
Brian's personality is one not to accept the status quo.
The doctor saw that and was pretty impressed.
He was amazed.
Wow! There's clearly a need out there. And they jumped into it.
A lot of us don't know as much about this business as we should.
Because you're mom and dad, when I look in the mirror, I don't say, you've had cancer. He's changed my life that much.
But so many people need this.
And I'm truly grateful to you.
This is a part of their love story. It's a big part of their life.
It's not an easy question to respond to when people say, so what kind of work do you do?
Brian pretty much avoids it.
I avoid it.
So this is what my dad does.
Hi again, everybody. I genuinely think there's more people in here now than when we started. It's wonderful. Thanks so much for coming out. Just some end of the show business to take care of. One, well, first of all, thank you all so much for coming out. Did you have a good time? All right. Thanks so much. I want to just again thank all of our programmers at this festival. There's some amazing people who work here. They're very smart and they've got great taste. So thanks. A big round of applause for our programmers. And another special shout out to our teen programmers. Every time I hear our teen programmers talk, I am reminded of how dumb I was when I was a teenager. And I didn't know the word cinematography when I was 16. So a big round of applause for our teen programmers. They're wonderful. And so the party's almost over up here. However, there's a lot more fun to be had out there. And I want to tell you what we've got going on. Out there, you can be the first people to get some Milwaukee film merch. We've got merch out there for the festival with our wonderful campaign art from Dwellafant. We've got water bottles, totes. So if you want to pick up merch, tonight's the first night to get it. And then also out there, Milwaukee Film and Milwaukee Magazine has some great giveaway opportunities out there. There's a table with dice that you have to roll. and you have to do a task, and you could win prizes. There's some good prizes, but we're gonna make you work for it, but it's a lot of fun. So check out the table out there. Also, if you want to make the festival the best it can be, please tell everyone you know. Share it online. I know you already do. I always see it and I always get excited. But we also have some promotional posters out there, and we have yard signs. That's perfect. You are all hired. That's really good. I did have like 2 emails this week saying, do you guys have yard signs? We do have yard signs. So pick those up on your way out if you would like to represent us on your lawn or window. And then also I just want to say, speaking of the yard signs and the posters and everybody forwarding everything, I love the sense of community that comes with this festival. People always get excited about it and talk about it. And it really, for us, we're not blind to it. It never gets old. So thank you guys so much for all of your support and enthusiasm. We love it. And then finally, if you're who's a member? That's a lot. Okay, so for the 3 of you who did not raise your hand, I would like to say that this is the best time to become a member of Milwaukee Film. You get great benefits, discounts on everything we do, a free film every month, but also your support allows us to do our education programs, our filmmaker services, taking care of this beautiful, historic, nationally historic building. So we hope you'll join us, mkefilm.org/members. And then this is I swear, I keep saying finally, and I've yet to wrap up. I think we have some filmmakers that are in the festival here tonight. If you're a filmmaker, and staff again too, why not? Can you stand up? Excellent, yeah, there we go. Cannot wait. Thank you for all your hard work. We can't wait to see your films at the festival. Thank you all for coming tonight, and have a great time. We'll see you at the festival.